All they want is their inheritance, because girls saying we only want the money, we don't need the power that comes with it. This man, his compliments are so top tier. I love it. I can't take him seriously when he says things like hello everyone, welcome back. For this video I am doing the 24-hour reading challenge. I have done this once before. It allows me to read for long periods of time, and it's really nice to keep track of how long it takes me to read certain books. What started this is I'm currently reading a book in a series that is pretty popular. I did not film a reading vlog on it since I did not get the reactions to the first book. Maybe I can get some reactions to the second one on camera just to show you guys. And also, I am so into this series that I'm already sitting down and reading this book for hours. I might as well do a 24-hour reading challenge, but I will not be filming myself reading this entire series in this 24-hour challenge because there would be no variety. So I'm going to finish the book that I'm reading on Kindle and then go and read something else. You know what, I don't want to make any promises in the beginning, because if the book ends in a cliffhanger, I might just pick up the third one. I also realized I did not explain what the 24-hour reading challenge is. It's basically a challenge where you read for 24 hours, and anytime you take a break you pause the timer, and when you continue to read you go back and play. So you're reading for the full 24 hours. I'm going to start the timer when I'm ready to start reading, but before I get into it I do want to share what book I'm reading right now, and it is the second book in the Zodiac Academy series by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. Now I might have just butchered these authors' names, but it's right here. So this is the one that I'm currently reading. I already read the first one in the series, which is The Awakening. Did not film a reading vlog on it, but I will give you guys my thoughts on it because I am reading Ruthless Fae right now. Clearly the 24-hour reading challenge has not started yet. Let me dedicate a small portion of this video talking about The Awakening because I did not film a reading vlog on it and I kind of regret it. But I don't think I'm going to film the rest of the series reading vlog. First and foremost, I want to say that I actually cannot believe how much I liked The Awakening. I do want to preface by saying that I have read from these authors before. I have read their Brutal Boys of Everlake Prep series in 2021. I was going through a phase of reading, this is gonna sound alarming, but I have read a good number of bully romances and dark academia books in 2020 and 2021. I was in that,
I don't want to say a phase because
I don't want to categorize it as a phase. I was reading that trope a lot because I really liked the stories. I just love the growth that I see in the female characters and how all the boys who were once bullies start to simp and protect the girl. It's just everything that I wanted to read.
Not wanted, it's not past tense, it's still present tense.
I really want to read. So I've read from these authors before. I know what to expect when it comes to bully romances. And the reason why I chose to read Brutal Boys of Everlake Prep is because I first heard of it when it was coming out with Kings of Quarantine. So I was waiting until the full series was out before I picked it up. For books for a series, I was able to wait it out. I waited until the last book came out, Queen of Quarantine, to start that series. At that time, I did not really know much of Zodiac Academy. I just saw the name. It was about like zodiacs and I don't know, horoscopes, and I just wasn't into it. It was good that I did not pick it up. If I had known that I started that series and I was gonna have to wait 7 to 8 books for it to finish, I don't know how I would have done it. I'm glad I waited until 2024 when the whole series has come out to start the series. So I have experience reading from this author and I have experience reading bully romances, so I know the formula when it comes to reading these types of books. But boy, did The Awakening surprise me and feel kind of different. Yes, it did follow the bully romance formula, but I've never read a book where we follow a set of twins. It was very interesting to say the least. You basically follow the two twins, Tori and Darcy, as they discover that they are fays and they're not regular human beings with zero powers and abilities. They are taken from their human world and thrown into the fae realm where they have to attend the Zodiac Academy to harness their powers and claim their spot on the throne because they are the daughters of the savage king. Obviously, the road to the throne is not easy. They don't even want to fight for the throne. They don't even want the throne. All they want is their inheritance, because the girl's saying, we only want the money. We don't need the power that comes with it. They are royalty, but not everyone wants them to claim the throne because there is the celestial heirs who want the throne for themselves. That is the introduction to our bully boys. So we have the 2 girls, the 4 boys. We also have this professor. So we have all these characters that we are introduced to. The girls, they are not having an easy time in the academy, and I just loved reading their journey in the first book, how they were so lost in the beginning and they are still lost at the end, but you can see their growth and how they learn that they are very powerful. There's just something about these 2 and how they come to terms with their powers and their discovery of their powers. That was everything. I really liked it. I liked it more than I expected. Let me like summarize this. So I really liked the Awakening a lot. I rated that one 4 stars. I would rate it higher, but there are 8 more books waiting for me. I'm sure at least one of them is going to be better than the first one, so I'm gonna wait to give out the 5 stars. But I absolutely love the introduction to the characters, the world building. I really like it. The introduction to all these magical abilities and all these magical creatures that I had no idea that we were going to get. I actually am pleasantly surprised with the Zodiac Academy. Even though I know the whole bully romance formula and I kind of predicted what was going to happen at the end of book 1, I was still completely hurt. And I normally don't cry or like feel emotional in bully romances, but for this one in particular, the scene at the end, it actually hurt me. I just felt so bad for the twins. I can't wait for them to get their revenge, because that is what it's all about. The girls getting back at the people who have torn them apart. I live to see things like that, which is why I immediately jumped straight into book 2, no break whatsoever. Currently I am reading book 2, which is Ruthless Bay. I am only 100 pages into the book, so I still have plenty to read in this one. Oh, never mind, I'm approaching 200. I'm on page 173 of 474 pages. I have 6 hours. Can you see this? I have 6 hours and 33 minutes left in this book. So it might take me 6 hours and 33 minutes of the 24-hour reading challenge to read this one. I'm gonna start the reading challenge after I eat. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, hopefully, for all the books in this video. I still don't know, like I can't make up my mind. I just finished eating lunch. Now I am going to officially start. I'm going to continue reading Ruthless Bay, which is the 2nd book of the Zodiac Academy series, and I'm going to start my timer, and look at this. There is no way I'm going to be bringing this outside with me, so I'm just going to use it for this purpose only, for the timer, just to show off this case. Anyway, I'm going to start the timer, all 000. Start. I literally cannot with one of them. There are 4 of the celestial heirs, but one of them, who I thought was going to be one of the nicest one of the 4, turns out to be the one that I would hate the most. The things he's doing, the things he is saying, personally makes him one of the worst of the 4 in my opinion, even though he may not seem like it. But the things he did in book 1 and now like what he's saying here, I just didn't think he would be the worst, and it turns out he really is just that much of a jerk. Right now the ranking is that he is last on my list. I can't wait for the girls to put them in their place. Oh my god, see, this is why I really love her. Like, I love Tori. Go Tori. I'm on page 183 going on to 184. I love her. Big fan. Big fan. I need to write how much I love her. I'm gonna stop reading for now. Let's pause my timer. See you guys later. This is disappointing, but I only read for about 2 hours. I'm not going to bed yet. I'm still going to read maybe for an hour more. I'm currently on page 225. I love the scene that I'm in right now. This is Tori's POV. I mean, we already know she's my favorite twin. She definitely has her moments of weakness. She's not yet in control of her powers. She knows she needs help. And the fact that she's willing to ask for help even though she doesn't want to, I don't know, I just really like her character. That's not to say I don't like Darcy. I really like her, but every time I read Darcy's POV, I'm just getting the sense that she's just cute. She's soft-spoken. She doesn't love confrontation. That is what makes her her and why I like Darcy too. But it's just Tori has more of those iconic moments. I just love her comebacks, her wittiness, the fact that she talks back to people, her sarcasm, and she is not afraid to throw a punch. I just love her. Big fan. I hope that she stays this way throughout the books and it doesn't get to the point where it's annoying. Right now she's at a good spot in my opinion. I just love the fact that we are in this academy setting and they are practicing magic. Okay, I'm gonna continue reading. I don't want to waste time talking. Good morning, guys. I am 3 hours and 46 minutes in. I read almost 2 hours last night and I went into snooze land. I left off on page 290. I seriously just love what I'm getting in this book. Right now we are getting different sides to the guys, and I say guys in plural, I just mean a few of them, not all of them. And sometimes they have their moments, but other times they're just rude and mean. I can't wait to see how they redeem themselves. A few of them right now, they are acting pretty okay. Like, they're not acting as mean as they were when the girls started the academy. I can't even name who I'm talking about, but if you're reading this and you know who I'm talking about, I'm gonna start my timer. Oh, I thought I almost hit reset. Oh yeah, I'm still using the phone case, guys. Like, every time I hold the phone like this, it feels like this mermaid's arms are holding on to me. I feel like I'm holding hands with this phone case. That is so weird. Oh yeah, I completely forgot that this scene was where I left at. Totally different energy actually be giving. God, this is crazy, guys. The end of this book, watching everything unfold is insane. I'm on page 461. I'm about to reach the very end and I will get back to you guys after I finish this. I just finished reading Ruthless Bay. Almost 7 hours of reading because I want to film peacefully, but there's construction going on outside, so I can't really do anything about it until they decide they're done for the day. Okay, I'm gonna try to film as much as I can right now while things are still fresh in my mind. But if that gets more persistent, I'm going to get on with the reading challenge, read the second book, and then update you guys. Okay, I think I'm just going to wait until that's done, and I'm going to start the second book first. I am thinking of reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I just feel like reading this because now I do have the second book, the sequel, which I didn't even know this was supposed to be a series. I thought this was a standalone this whole time. Guys, wait, it's kind of quiet. Should I just talk about Ruthless Bay before I start this? Let me put this down for now. It took me 7 hours to read Ruthless Bay, and I started from page 173, I think. I truly enjoyed reading this one. Some scenes were so good, some scenes were funny. I love both Darcy and Tori's personality throughout. The ending I thought was going to be a repetition of what happened at the end of book 1. I thought we were going to have both Darcy and Tori being overpowered, not really knowing how to, you know, defeat the Celestial Heirs. Not that I expected them to be able to defeat the Celestial Heirs this early on in book 2, but I thought there was going to be improvement. But at the end, when they were in the same situation as they were in book 1, I don't want to say disappointed, but I was not happy seeing that. Like, I thought my girls were able to do more than what they have shown in that scene. But then the very end, a few chapters earlier, it was hinted that something big was going to happen at the end of this book. It was a foreshadow. And so when we got that whole fight at the Can I even say that? When we had that fight at the end,
Holy cow.
I was on the edge of my seat. No, we're gonna push through. My heart was thumping. The twins, they were put in a situation where they were very vulnerable. Like, I was just so scared for them, but I shouldn't have worried, because what they were doing at the end of this book, them fighting back and showing the power that they are capable of. Yeah, the Fays, they're gonna need Tori and Darcy on their side. It was just fabulous to see. Anyway, I rated this one 4 stars. I'm still waiting for my 5 stars for this series. I can feel it, the building up. Don't think I will be disappointed. I hope I did not just jinx that. So that is Ruthless Fae. I am going to read Powerless. I will update you guys when I finally start this one. Good evening, almost. It is 5:07 p.m. Earlier today, I read a little bit of Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I removed the book jacket off.
Dust jacket.
This gorgeous, simple cover with a sword. Same sword as the one on the dust jacket. This is so embarrassing, but I'm only starting chapter 3, guys. In a span of I don't know how many hours, but a lot. I only read 16 pages. Barely. I know the reason why I'm so slow in getting this one done. It is because my mind is still at Zodiac Academy. I'm just so into that series, and it's so hard to not think about that because I'm constantly reading it on my Kindle. I'm not making a video on this book, but I do want to let you guys know I'm just not using this as part of my challenge, so I'm not timing myself when I'm reading this one. Oh wow, this is crazy. This is deja vu. I'm on page 173 of book 3. That's exactly how I started with book 2. Anyway, so I'm 173 pages into that and I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, the series is keeping me so engaged. I am so here for the enemies to lovers. Not that it's happening, but these little glimpses and these little scenes that I am getting between Tori and one of the heirs and Darcy with someone, I'm eating up these crumbs and I really love it. I'm reading that book for the romance, but there is a really good plot in place that I'm also here for. Back to talking about Powerless. So I'm on page 16, about to start chapter 3. We have gotten Peyton's perspective as well as the main male character Kai's perspective. He is the prince, he is an elite. Peyton is an ordinary person, no powers, but we do know she steals, she robs, but it's her means of survival. So can we really blame her in this book?
No, I'm not going to judge her.
We're getting introduced to this world, how some people have powers and others don't. They brought up the plague, which at the time that I was reading the synopsis, I actually thought the plague was just a group of people who are giving out powers, but it really does seem like it is an actual plague, a disease that was spread around. But that does make me more curious as to why some people have powers and some people don't. That's something that I can't wait to get answers to. I'm gonna continue reading. We are currently 7 hours and 10 minutes into. I'm really considering to start my Audible free trial because why not? Like, I have this free trial that I can use. I will let you guys know if I do it. I am going to start my free trial for Audible. Luckily, I came across this email that was going to expire today, like literally today. If I don't accept this offer, I get 3 months free. I'm doing this now because I will forget it later. I think I just did it. Does this mean that all the books are free though, or what? What does this mean? Wait, this is not like Kindle Unlimited. What the hell is credit? How many credits do I have? Wait, that is just for a monthly thing? I thought it was similar to Kindle Unlimited, but I don't think it is. Let me get this sorted out off camera and then I will get back to you guys. It's a little later. It's like 10:45 p.m. Here is what I know. After a little bit of digging, I realized that I can actually listen to Powerless on Spotify. I did not know that I was able to do that, and I was already paying premium on Spotify. I can't believe it took me this long to realize that I can actually listen to books on Spotify. Anyway, after that realization, I had already started my free trial for Audible, so I might as well keep that because it's free. I'm keeping it for the 3 months. With that being said, I'm still going to listen to Powerless audiobook version. It doesn't really matter which app I I listened to because I tried both and they both have the same female narrator, and I'm gonna listen to the Audible. I checked the time and it said it was 19 hours for Powerless. It doesn't really matter because I'm going to go back to reading it. I just want to try out this audiobook version. And I'm also going to start my timer. Seconds of chapter 5. This is page 34 of chapter 5. I got to this part right here. This is where I'm going to end it. This is my first time listening to an Audible book. My experience is not bad. Like, this is pretty good because I do like watching mukbangs and listening to story times. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to listen to an Audible book. I mean, the reason why I've never really considered doing this is because this is money, and also I just like looking at what I'm reading and highlighting and tabbing it and making notes. If I'm listening to an Audible, I can't really do that. Even from however long I was listening to the audiobook, I was still looking at the book multiple times throughout. I just like seeing the words in front of me. Just like when I watch a TV show or a movie, I like having captions. I think I understand it better when I see the words myself. I do notice that I keep looking back and I'm tabbing as I'm listening and doing other stuff. I basically listened to around 17 pages in an hour. I think it was almost in maybe like 40 minutes. That's not a lot. Is that a lot? I know that's slow because I definitely checked. I have 17 hours left on the audiobook. So clearly listening speed is a lot slower than reading speed. Another day of reading. I'm constantly switching my phone cases. Please ignore that. But I'm currently 8 hours and 36 minutes in. I'm on page 57 of Powerless. At this point in the story, Peyton just discovered Kai's identity. I'm not going to go into the details of it. I like where the story is headed. Things are getting interesting. I just plopped into bed and ignored everything else. Chapter 8 is only 4 minutes and 38 seconds. I've been listening to the Audible version for the past 2 days. This is where I'm at, and this is chapter 19. This is Peyton's POV. We are 8 minutes and 35 seconds in. I'm listening to this on 1.35 speed. I really like this book so far. Like, so many interesting scenes that I really like in competitions because the trials are about to start. They each have to do an interview before they get into the trials, and I really love that scene a lot. I don't know if you guys can notice, but I have this line on my face right here. It just showed up yesterday. I have no idea how it showed up. It looks like I have an upside down exclamation point. 11 hours in. Let's start. There we go. Wait, no. Let me see which part of chapter 9 because I'm 8 minutes in. 1:55 is where I'm at. Let's officially start. As a main female character, her personality is perfect. If you can dish it to her, she can dish it back. She's intelligent, She's quick-witted, she can fight. I love her. I'm really wondering how the book is going to end, because right now we are not quite in the middle, but as we are approaching the center, I wonder if the book is going to end after the trial ends or before the trial even starts. Well, I think the trial is about to start. Maybe we are going to get the end of the trials, or maybe the middle of the trials, because there is a betrayal. These are not spoilers, these are just my predictions. I just want to predict how the book might end. Hello guys, good morning. Biscayeth War College. If you're wondering why I'm wearing this, it is because, okay, yes, I want to show it off, but also it's pretty windy outside today. It was so hot yesterday, and then today it's windy, cold, chilly, which I love because I prefer the cold. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading Powerless. I am 12 hours and 47 minutes in. This is how much of the book I still need to read and how much I have read. I'm on chapter 28. This is Kai's POV. We are officially in the trials. The danger, the fighting, everything is going down in the next couple of chapters, I'm thinking. These trials are no joke. The king upped it this year. I'm gonna read and start the timer. Wait, I paused it. I want to mention how we have gotten quite some flirting between Kai and Peyton in the last couple of chapters. This man, his compliments are so top tier. I love him. Crazy. I did not expect this from this character. I should have known, because the trials, you must be hardcore if you want to survive. I'm on page 256, by the way. No way. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. In these trials, it's kill or be killed. Currently, I am 14 hours and 33 minutes into the reading challenge. I have 10 more hours left, and I am on chapter 41. Guys, I don't want to say it, but I just have a feeling of how this book is going to end, and it's making me slow my progress a lot. I just feel like I know where this book is headed. It's giving me Red Queen and the selection. Even though it's kind of predictable, I am enjoying the book so far. I mean, I wouldn't have made it this far if I was not enjoying what I was reading. I love the interactions between Peyton and Kai. I was not expecting them to have so many intimate moments, even though it wasn't really intimate. I just know that we're not going to be getting these moments after this one. Because if what I'm thinking is right of how this book is going to end, then book 2 is going to go in a way in which we're not going to have Peyton and Kai in close proximity, which is why I'm cherishing every single moment that I see of them. And it's so hard not to, because Kai is so smooth and Peyton is giving in to him a little. It's like they're enemies, but they have each other's backs in the trials, protecting each other, and they care about each other even though they have different ways of showing it. As of right now in the book, we are in trial 2. This one is different because this time they are working in teams. I'm not gonna say too much, but I like the switch. Anyway, I'm gonna continue reading this. I need to organize my bags in my storage container, so I'm gonna do that and listen at the same time. It's good because right now I'm starting a new chapter, so it's going to be very easy to find on Audible. Chapter 41. took a break from reading. It's been 20-30 minutes. I needed to prep for dinner. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to continue to listen. I do need to reorganize this top shelf. If you watch my book haul video, you already know that I did. Might as well just show you instead of talking about it. Give me a second. I have the full Throne of Glass series. Hold on. The rest of it right here. There's a total of 7 books here that I have to add on that shelf because I already do have a section dedicated up there for most of my all of my Sarah J Maas books, which means I have to remove some other books from this top shelf. It's obviously the Colleen Hoover books because that is the only one that is not actually a romance fantasy. So I'm going to have to take those books and put it somewhere else. I still haven't decided where. So I can put all of this up there. While I do that, I need to continue the Audible. I stopped right before I hit 15 hours. Let's continue. Pause it now and stop my timer. Oh, I'm tired. Good morning. I'm currently 16 hours and 35 minutes into this challenge and finally finished Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I also just finished Shadow Princess, which is book 4 of the Zodiac Academy. We're gonna talk about this one first. You guys, like I said, I totally saw the ending coming from a mile away. I knew what was going to happen. Not necessarily exactly how it happened, but the general idea is that this thing happened and it did happen. Can I be more vague? Let me tell you guys. First off, I do want to share some quotes in this book because the romance scenes in this book is something that I absolutely adore. When I tell you that I was sitting there reading it and I was blushing like a little girl, the scenes in this book, it's not spicy scenes. It is totally innocent, but it's tension-filled scenes, and it is basically Kai trying to win me over with his poetic words. It did something. I just could not believe how much we were fed. Why torture us with these good moments and then have it robbed from us? Anyway, I want to read you guys some of the quotes that got me feeling some sort of way. I have a few and I want to read them to you guys so that you can feel what I felt when I was sitting on my chair and reading this. These are the romance tabs. Like, this is the romance. I've got a number of those, if you can tell. Let me tell you what chapter this is first. Chapter 50. This is Kai's POV. Basically, this entire chapter was everything. On page 402, here is one.
You look flushed, Gray. My fingers catch a strand of long hair falling over her shoulder. Probably thanks to the blanket. I can feel the smirk spreading across my face as I say, unless I'm the reason for your blush.
And then on page 404, it's not even something to go crazy over, but I absolutely love it.
I can't take my eyes off you long enough to give a damn about what your foot is doing. So yes, I came to that conclusion on my own.
There's this ongoing thing about how he knows whenever Peyton lies and it has something to do with her foot. Read it to find out. I am not done. Let me find more. On page 418, this is chapter 52. This is still the same scene, but we're getting it from Peyton's perspective.
And the sight of him has me smiling. I'm sure you say that to all the little ladies who catch your eye. I say, half laughing, half hysterical.
Oh, but I only have eyes for one little lady, and I can't seem to take them off her.
How smooth is he? Further down that same page, he says,
"Do you need some fresh air? A break from the crowded room?"
There he goes again, understanding me. Yes, I answer softly. I feel much better out here, freer. He bends near the beds of flowers beside the stairs and plucks one from the soggy soil before rising to his feet.
"Good," he says quietly, "because I am going to get very, very close to you."
I couldn't stop smiling when I was reading this the first time. Now I can't stop smiling rereading this and saying the lines to you guys. Page 419. One of my favorite lines that he has said in this book. This is right after he plucks the flower.
"A forget-me-not, since you always seem to be forgetting who I am."
Kai says with a soft smile, a soft laugh. He lifts his hand, tucking the flower behind my ear before letting his fingers run through my wet hair.
Things he does.
Oh, I know who you are, I say breathlessly. A cocky bastard. He shakes his head at me, his fingers still toying with the strands of my hair.
"I don't give a damn if you forget who I am in title, so long as you remember who I am to you."
When I thought I could not love him anymore, he continues to say these lines. 421, just very simple, he says,
"God, you're stunning."
He doesn't need to say anything more. I don't even need spicy scenes. I just want moments like this. That is all I'm going to read, you guys. If you want to read more of this man, you gotta pick up this book. I would read this for the romance. I am not kidding. That's not to say that this book does not have an engaging plot. It's just I've read a few similar kinds of books like this that I already saw the ending, but I will say that how Peyton acted in the very end, it caught me by surprise. I have a feeling that she is going to provide me with something different in the sequel. I love how she's not stubborn. She does use her brain. I love that. And there was something that happened in the very end that was a plot twist that I did not see coming. Well, two plot twists that I did not see coming. So that is all for Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I want to give this one 4 stars. This one did not live up to my expectations because I did go into this with sort of high expectations after seeing all these really good reviews on Powerless, but 4 stars is very good nonetheless. Do I recommend it? Yes. If you are interested in romance, fantasy, a strong female lead, very smooth talking male lead, I guess you can say it's enemies to lovers, even though it's a very blurry territory. If you're not interested in spicy romance, you don't have to worry. This is not that. Yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. This one, guys. I almost forgot that we need to talk about Shadow Princess, which is book 4 of Zodiac Academy. Finally, we've hit the lowest rating ever in my binge of the series. I rated the book 3.5 stars. There was like something on my lip. Anyway, I might be skimming a lot in the future books. I can already see myself doing it. I know I love my enemies to lovers, but at
what rate do I like it?
I'm still going to continue to read, but the initial spark that I had for the series is going downhill. I did download book 5 of the Zodiac Academy. I love long books, but if you're gonna have 9 books of a series, you don't need 700 pages for each book. Guys, no way. That is crazy. 886 pages. Holy cow. I'm going to continue reading Zodiac Academy while I read the 3rd book. I just wanted to let you guys know if you guys wanted any updates, because I know that some of you might want a Zodiac Academy reading log. That's not happening obviously anymore, so I'm trying to give as many updates of that series in this video as possible. Did I form a sentence with that thought or no? Because I only have less than 8 hours of the challenge left. I want to read a book that I can fit within that time. So I was thinking of Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is also on Kindle Unlimited. This is going to be the last book I'm going to read in this video. This one is part of the Maple Hills series. The first book is Icebreaker. I have read that already. It's been a while since I've read that one, so I don't remember like the character names from that book. I will get back to you guys when I start reading, and also I will keep you guys up to date on my side reading of Cursed Fates. I'll see you guys later. Still reading Wildfire. I'm gonna continue reading for the night. We're 18 hours in. I have this much left. I've read a total of 78 pages. I'm liking it so far. It took a bit to get into the book because I'm reading all these names and I have no idea who they are. I don't even remember the main guy appearing in Icebreaker. Like, what was his role? We got some context clues, but I still have no recollection of him. Seeing him and reading his perspective here, like getting to know his character, he is such a softie and he is so innocent and pure. I don't know how else to describe him because 78 pages of him so far. He is such a golden retriever. He is so sweet. And then we have Aurora, who I feel is going to be the person to bring him out of his shell, get him to open up more and live that life on the edge. They're like opposites. I'll get back to you guys after reading more of this book. Good morning, guys. I look like a mess right now. It is okay. I never look put together in my videos anymore. And I'm also eating an egg. I'm almost halfway through with Wildfire by Hannah Grace. And we are almost 20 hours in. More specifically, I'm on page 180. I think I might be able to finish this within 4 hours before the time is up. I'm really liking the book so far. There are a few scenes I forgot to mention early on, and it is how uncomfortable I was when I read their one night stand, because I've already pointed out Russ's character. I know that there's a saying that the quiet ones are usually the freakiest in bed. Not that what they did was freaky. Russ, he has things that he says, sometimes it comes off as very cringy. I can't take him seriously when he says things like
Good girl.
So when he called Aurora good girl, I was reminded of their one night stand. I had forgotten how uncomfortable I was hearing those things come out of his mouth. Obviously, I've read books with the male leads calling the female leads good girl and all of that, but hearing it from Russ, it made me uncomfortable. Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out. I'm gonna continue to read while I eat this egg. I'm continuing reading. I also love the side characters in this book. Everyone has such a vibe. Everyone fits well together. I just love the circle of friends, especially Amelia. Guys, I finished the book. It is almost 23 hours in. I really liked this a lot more than I expected. Girly did not give any drama. I was expecting a big blowout in the end. We didn't get that, and I am so surprised of how mature the characters are being, especially Aurora. Aurora trying to avoid miscommunication is one of the best things about this book. She saved us from unnecessary heartache, and I just love that about this book. I especially love the fact that the whole book is centered around them being in camp as counselors. I was afraid that the camp setting was only going to take place around 70% of the book, and then the rest of the 30 is them back at college and having to deal with a breakup if it were to happen. So I'm really happy the whole book pretty much takes place in camp. I think I'm gonna rate this one 4 stars. It's not 5 stars, but it's pretty good. I just love that I didn't have to feel angry. It was mostly drama free and it was a light read. For some reason it did make me feel sentimental and nostalgic, even though I've never experienced camping like it was done in this book. I love the whole summer vibe. It made me feel like I was there and I was surrounded by a whole bunch of kids and nature. It felt really nice reading this book. So really good time reading this, and yes, I do recommend it. As I've shown you guys before, I do have 1 hour plus 6 minutes left of the 24 hours. It is too late for me to start a new book because I 100% will not finish it with just an hour left, but I am still reading Cursed Fates, which is book 5. I might as well just include that into this one because I do have an hour left. I'm gonna dedicate the time remaining to reading Cursed Fates. What page am I on? So I already told you this book is almost 800 pages. I'm not going to finish this one in this video. I'm on page 200. It's this way, never mind. I'm on page 246. Let's see how much time I would have left in this one. I have 10 hours and 30 minutes left in the book. That's what happens when there are 800 pages. So I will update you guys when I finally reach the 24-hour mark and where I am at that time. But currently I am up to the part when I can't even say much because we are in book 5. It would technically be a spoiler if I give too many details. But just so you know, I'm liking it more than Shadow Princess, and I think we are heading uphill as of right now. Finally, 24 hours. I'm on page 299 of Cursed Fates. This is book 5 of the Zodiac Academy series. I think I've repeated that so many times already. This video might as well be titled Zodiac Academy. I need to put on some pimple patches and then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm not gonna talk too much about the book tonight. I just wanted to update you guys that I finally read for 24 hours and that I'm on page 299. Just wanted to get it on camera. And then I'm gonna come in tomorrow to end this video. Good morning, guys. As of last night, I officially read for 24 hours. I read a total of 4 books, even though I did not read the complete first one and the last one. A recap, on my Kindle, I read Ruthless Fae, which is the second book of the Zodiac Academy series by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. Let me make sure I get the names right. Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. I'm pretty sure I rated that 4 stars. Then I went ahead and read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This one I rated 4 stars. I still stand by it. It's been a few days since I've read this one. Don't think I'm gonna lower or up my rating. I still really enjoyed the scenes between Kai and Peyton. After Powerless, I picked up Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This is the second book in the Maple Hills series. This is a standalone. You don't have to read Icebreaker to read this one. Unlike Powerless, I did not head into this one with high expectations because I did read Icebreaker, which is the first book of the series. I rated that one 4 stars. I kind of had an idea that this was not going to be like something that was super spectacular, but I really enjoyed this nonetheless. I was pleasantly surprised with how unproblematic our couple here was. It was a really nice feeling while reading this book. The amount of tabs that I put in this one, it gave a really good balance of funny and romance, and this was something that I really needed. I went back to back with fantasy, and sometimes you just need this buffer in between, and this was the perfect buffer for me. It provided a good escape from the whole realm. This one, 4 stars. I really loved it. I recommend it. It might be a bit too cutesy and cliche for some people, but I did not mind it because I had a fantastic time. Now, the last book I read in this video, because I still had 1 hour remaining after reading this one, I read book 5 of Zodiac Academy. I'm still currently reading this book. Really can't give you guys a rating because I'm only 300 pages in. Sometimes a book can start off strong and then end terribly. I hope that's not the case for this one. At this point in the story, in the books, in the series, it's no longer a bully romance and more we need to work together for a common enemy, which is great because about damn time we are in book 5. We do not need the twins to be bullied and treated like that anymore. So really happy with where we're at right now. I feel like it was a journey just getting through this series. I went from book 2 to book 5 from the start of this video to now. Made some really good progress with this series. That is all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed my 24-hour reading challenge. I know I bended the rules a little bit by reading outside the challenge. I mean, that just gives me more to talk to you guys about. So anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!